learning how to think critically. And all these skills are things that they're going to use in the real world, whether in college or in the workforce.
Valeria has high-tech tools at her fingertips and her future in the palm of her hands.
I feel like I have a lot going for me. I worked like 3 jobs, I've had an internship, I know what I want to do, I've applied to college. So yeah, I feel like I have a lot going. I have a lot of skills that I don't think I would have had if I had gone to some other school. Here I feel like they say, you can do anything. We're going to give you all these resources. Of course we'll take them away after you use them, but you have this, and this, and you're capable of this, and this, and I want to see you do the best, and I want to see you get here, here, and here, and you can do it. And I love that attitude, and I love that I win.
Bringing you the best of California from Napa, I'm Monique Saltani for California Life.
We're going to have to work on the speakers a little bit, Mr. Hackross. But basically, a lot of what they were talking about would have been the same items that Mrs. Johnson touched base on there. So as we finished up one of our visits there, we were very fortunate to meet our next 2 guests. And we're in the everyone is in a business here at some point, right? Everyone has worked in some capacity in some field or industry. Well, the industry of education is putting out the best quality students possible. We want our students, when they leave Lucemar, to be able to go out and out-compete anybody, whether that's pursuing university degrees or that's going straight into the workforce. And so one of the most impressive parts for us is when we had an opportunity while at New Tech to meet some of the students and really get a chance to talk with them. And the next 2 are going to get a chance to talk to you. They've been 2 impressive students who just did a great job, and we had a chance to meet them. Tony and Valeria and their families are here too. Let's give them a warm welcome.
One moment, please, we're pulling up our presentation.
Okay, all right. Hold on. How's everybody doing? Good? Well? Happy? Just open this up for you guys. Oh, okay.
Thought we'd show you some technology literacy, new kind of presentation model that we got shown this year that we really love, not PowerPoint, Prezi.
Prezi, yeah. Hurry up and wait, right? So, hello and thank you. Both of us have been waiting to say that for the past few weeks now, and we're so grateful, happy, and joyous that we get to say that to you today, right here, right now. Let's continue. Hello, my name is Antonio Biagini, for government purposes, but I prefer Tony. And this is...
Hi, my name is Valeria Mattis.
Okay, and today we're here to talk to you about New Tech. What is New Tech? What makes New Tech so effective, so different, so essential in education? Okay? And even though me and Valeria are seniors this year and we will be graduating, we're going to sorely miss New Tech. And, you know, that may be the case, but we're also looking forward to moving on to college right away. And we really hope that it's Cal Poly. Anyway, some quick history about New Tech, Valeria?
Yes. All right, so moving on to New Tech's history. In 1992, a group of business community members in Napa and district members and principals got together and said, you know what? We are so sick of the traditional high school model. We are so sick of children simply memorizing and taking tests all the time. We know that students really do need career preparation, real job preparation, real technology literacy being taught in their schools, because we live in this modern day and age of technology-based information. We need to know, we need to move forward, and we need to make this new model that not only embodies project-based learning, but really truly prepares children for their futures. So When it was opened in 1996 after their 4-year plan, it was only a 200 kids school. It was only juniors and seniors. It's moved on to bigger and better things now. And presently, it is a 4-year high school. It is only 400 students. I know that sounds really small, but that's something that's kind of lovable about New Tech. It has a culture like no other. It has connections like no other. We work in groups all the time, so we know who each other is, and we understand how to work with people. Anyhow, when I was a freshman, there was around 20 to 22 New Techs. Now there is 63 across the nation, and it's kind of booming, obviously. You know, you guys are planning on helping out a New Tech's being started out. About a month ago, I gave a tour to 14 Australian principals, one of which has already implemented the New Tech model into his high school and was helping out his friends do the same thing. All of them were very impressed and are figuring out all the details, even though they're larger high schools. We have teacher learning centers where teachers from inside our district and outside our district get taught by our teachers how to do project-based learning, what it is, what's so great about it, how to implement it even though they're not a part of New Tech. What am I saying? I'm saying that New Tech is a big deal now, even though it started so small. It's become so widely popular, not only because it's different, but because it's so effective, it's so valuable. It truly does prep students for the future. So, that's New Tech.
Yes, so as you've heard, already touched on slightly, the shining academic feature about New Tech is project-based learning. Project-based learning is a far step above typical high school education, or education as a whole. You know, it's not simply reading a textbook and then filling out some kind of, you know, generic linear assignment. It's not then just taking a test. It's making sure that education is an experience, something that you can grow from, something that you work with, fellow students. Me and Valeria have been in dozens of groups together for different projects, and it's making sure that you meet on a collaborative level to create like an end product that you work on and actually have some time put into it instead of just, doing something that might take you an hour or just, getting ready for the test. It makes it so much more. You can grow from it. Like I said, it's an experience, not just simply memorization or, teach for the sake of the standards or for the sake of the test. It's something a lot more, and you'll see as we, touch on it. Okay, really quickly, how a project typically starts at New Tech. You start with an entry document. Your entry document is usually, here's an example, is usually around a page long. A lot of the times, even though we do address real world problems, a lot of the times your teacher would write it up. I guess that it's around a page. It basically expresses your goal, what you're supposed to do with your groups, what you're supposed to have at the end of the project, how are you supposed to present that. Everything's laid out in the entry document. Is where we start. And then right after the entry document, we have a really interesting process called knows and need to knows. Knows and need to knows, it's a firm grip on reality. It's where teachers and students get together and they talk about what they know for sure. It seems kind of elementary, but it's necessary because it makes sure that it makes sure that everybody's on the same page. Okay, and then afterwards you move to need to knows, questions and concerns that you have. Just like knows, teachers will write them up on a board and they'll be answered right after. So it makes sure that everybody's on the same page and everybody's with everybody. Right after that, you usually form groups. Me and Valeria really love group time or forming group time because you know if you're going to have a good group or a bad one. It's just that simple. Out of almost 4 years of our New Tech education, we know, forgive me for being blunt and mean, but the good students. Anyway, you form groups. You can form groups a number of ways. Sometimes with a survey, students will take surveys, and depending on the outcome of each survey, they'll be teamed together with people who have roughly the same answers, or students will be selected at random to form groups, just like the real world works. You don't necessarily get to pick with the people you work with. You're often just put in a group and expected to create and just work fluently and organically. Or at some occasions, especially in our political studies class, we elect group leaders and then those leaders pick individual students. So, we can get creative with how we pick our groups, but it's a really exciting process.